right. All right, had to get that out of the way. All right, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back in. Monday, October 31st. Happy Halloween to all you fucking scary looking fucks out there. A cold, rainy, damp, sad, Bears defeat Monday. And unfortunately, this Monday got a little bit fucking worse with the unfortunate news of Roquan Smith trading to the Ravens. So, not a whole lot of fucking good to start off this episode with. Obviously, Bears get fucking pummeled by the Cowboys. A little bit of good to talk about with the game, though. So we'll talk about that in a little bit. We're going to talk about the rest of the week in review. We're going to do our little midterms around the NFL, a couple words, couple thoughts on each team and just where we stand on those teams. And then, I don't know, wrap this thing up with some basketball, hockey, baseball. We got an even series in the World Series right now, one game apiece. So we got a little bit to fucking talk about non-football related. So before we get started with all of it, let me welcome in Nicholas Johnston, co-host here at the Degenerates podcast. What's going on, dude? I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little fucking just bummed out today. It's a fucking shitty rainy day. Bears lost. Roquan's gone. I'm still can't shake this damn cough. So if you guys hear me coughing, I'm gonna do my best to cover it up. Uh, you know, still a little sick. It's just a fucking sad Monday here in the city of Chicago.
Yeah, a little bit better health wise. Still kind of the same thing. Can't really kick this little cough of mine as well. So if you hear that at time to time, I apologize. But yeah, a little foggy Halloween day. So happy Halloween. Sorry for not dressing up or nothing. I felt like it would have been a little fucking ridiculous for me to just sit here and chill at my house with the like a shark costume on. So I decided to decline. But overall, shit fantasy week, decent betting week. I think I find a little fun thing for basketball. So like I think I found my groove in that on the early side of the NBA slate already. But uh yeah, I honestly didn't see the Roquan news that just broke a couple hours ago. I was just at work, and then yeah, just reading our group chats is it was you. Roquan just got traded. I'm like, no, but Bill's just bullshit, and he's just saying shit. And sure enough, I check another group chat. It's Adam Schefter with the official tweet. I'm like, okay, it's for real. It's reals. It's for realsies. So yeah, ultimately bummed out. But I mean, if we can just kind of I guess transition into both, just like talking into the Roquan trade in general, and just I guess the game itself, it kind of makes sense. The defense in the Cowboys game didn't really show up. The offense kind of did. That was actually nice to see. We were in it at one point, like 28-22 or whatever it was, 28-23. But uh, I think they were just you kind of had something. You had a good point on your story, and I had mentioned this to Mike and Nick when we were watching the games the other day. Just the morale of the defense was down with the Robert Quinn trade, excuse me, that happened a couple days earlier. So I mean, obviously, Roquan Smith crying probably says it all. So just it makes sense that overall, just probably everyone's just bummed. Chicagoland area, the Bears in general, just the defensive side, which kind of makes sense why they gave up 49 points to Dak Prescott, who was looking pretty decent. And uh, I don't even, I guess the debate should have been not Prescott or Cooper Rush, but it should be of Tony Pollard over Zeke Elliott. Zeke Elliott absolutely fucking tore us, or excuse me, Tony Pollard absolutely tore us apart on the ground, only on like 8 or 9 rushing attempts. So overall, again, yeah, again, this is my intro. This is again just transitioning into the trade, into the Bears game in general. Just down bad. It could get better. I think there's going to be need to be some sort of mood shifter, some sort of swing, someone that's going to have to say, "Hey, let's smack us into gear." It's going to have to be Justin Fields, obviously, and he had another phenomenal game. obviously getting into that, all his numbers and whatnot, but just he had a good fantasy day. He had overall just, except for touching Micah Parsons on the fumble
Or
recovery.
not touching them.
Or yeah,
Yeah.
he should have done that. Yeah, exactly. Instead of not touching him, but which could have led that would have been, on paper would have made the game a little bit more respectable. I guess 42 to 29 or whatever the fuck. But I mean, I still feel like the Bears showed up to a decent Cowboys team on the road. Again, losing a top guy. Not everyone's in a clear mental headspace. Maybe even Roquan Smith had some sort of idea that he was on his way. I had 1 foot in, 1 foot out, but can't be upset. Can't be too upset over this. Again, a lot of bright spots. You can go over some of that I didn't go over as well. So shoot, I mean, what's the overall feeling? Can shoot back to you on this.
Yeah, it's just like you said, they did look good offensively. Fields moved the ball 151 yards, two passing touchdowns, had a rushing touchdown. Khalil Herbert, a yard short of 100 yards on the ground with a rushing touchdown. Uh, so the offense looked great, and that's all I've really been asking for is just like I said last week, I was scared that uh last week's offensive performance against the Patriots was just a splash in the pan, and the Bears were going to go out against the Cowboys and put up fucking 6 points. Like that's what I thought was going to happen because we've been programmed as Bears fans. Like that's how it works. Your offense isn't good. It might look good one week, but it's not for real. And to go out and put up 29 points on a very good Cowboys defense, a top five defense in the league, I think. Um, it's a good sign. It's not a good sign. It's a fucking great sign. And I don't give a fuck that the Bears lost 49-29. Yeah, that Micah Parsons play was silly. I don't know why
If
Fields
we
ran
kept
all the
it
way
not
over.
so sloppy, I think
Yeah,
we could have made it respectable. And just
yeah, we
obviously the
definitely
Dallas
could have.
Cowboys are just a better team. Like I mean, CeeDee Lamb, Dalton Schultz, they were able to move the ball. They didn't have Noah Bryant, and then Tony Pollard is just super explosive. I mean, if he gets that many yards, that many scores on like 10 or 12 touches, I think he probably got a couple receptions involved in the game. He had such a huge fantasy day. I mean,
Yeah,
it
he
was
did. And
almost an instant win if for somebody that probably started him, but
yeah,
just
I'm lucky enough to be one of those people. I mean, you know me, I don't like starting guys who play the Bears, but the Bears are dog shit right now, so I
especially
have no
against the
problem.
run. It's just
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly. I have no problem playing a guy. So Pollard put up 37.7 points, 131 rushing yards, three rushing touchdowns. Um, I think he had one catch for 16 yards, so not a whole lot of receiving, but those three rushing touchdowns, absolutely huge. It was funny.
he was just so fast.
Yeah,
He
we're
was just
sitting
moving
over,
faster than everyone.
we're
That was
sitting
just the
over at
thing.
the fucking compound and we're all watching the games and, we're streaming the games on the Roku over there, so everything's a little fucking delayed. And I'm getting a lot better of not just looking at my phone the entire time because like I'm the type of person I want to know as soon as it happens. Like as soon as someone scores against me, I want to know it. And watching the red zone over there is fun, but it's a little delayed. Sometimes you get the text message, you get the alert, this guy's in the end zone, this guy's in the red zone, blah blah blah. We're sitting there, and of course, of all people, fucking Uncle Joe is like, I hope fucking Tony. He was playing against him. Uncle Joe's like, I hope fucking Tony Pollard shatters his neck. And I'm like,
Oh
no,
my
no. I
god.
hope Tony Pollard has a 54-yard touchdown run right here. And exactly that's the play where they did the stretch left and it went 54 yards for a touchdown. And I was going nuts. And everyone's like, shit the fuck down, Bill, you traitor. And I was like, what? The Bears are getting shit pumped anyway. This is good for my fantasy team. So I sort of called that touchdown. And just for also Uncle Joe to be upset,
An
that
added
makes it even
bonus,
more
yeah.
better. Yeah, an
Yeah.
added bonus. So, uh, yeah, Tony Pollard absolutely killed us. But that defense, our defense, they've been good at times at getting turnovers. We've seen Eddie Jackson has played great this year. Jaquan Brisker has played great at times. Um, Even the pick six from former Bear great Roquan Smith, basically the game winner that set up Cairo against the Houston Texans. I mean, we've had very timely turnovers this season, but the defense has been like bend, don't break. They give up a lot of yards. They get into red zone. They're backed up in their own fucking end a lot. Um, and luckily we've at least the beginning of the year held some teams to field goals, got some timely turnovers. That ain't gonna happen against good offenses like the Cowboys. And now we gotta hear Dak Prescott's elite. Dak Prescott's back. He's this. He's that.
I don't think that's necessarily true. I think
It will. No,
everyone's still really
it will
high on
be.
this. No,
It will be.
everyone's worried about they keep saying Zeke. Are we still gonna rely on Zeke? Are we still gonna rely on Zeke? And for the most part, the fucking Jerry Jones is like, we will go as far as Zeke takes us, which is, I mean, it's good to like give your guys some confidence and all that, but it's clear that the ship has sailed on Zeke. Like
Yeah.
that movement, those legs don't work the same as they used to. It should be Tony Pollard. You're paying Zeke way too much money. You could rely on Tony Pollard, who's doing way better than fucking Zeke with half the touches. So I mean, that's going to be the huge dilemma, and I can see where Tony Pollard's gonna be like, well, what the fuck, man? I mean, I'm getting all the glory. I'm doing all this shit, but I'm getting none of the shine. I'm getting none of the glory. That's what I'm doing all the hard work, getting none of the glory for it. That's what I tried to meant to say, but I don't think just yet. I think it's still in the mind of Dak is not elite, but Dak is maybe he's still in that fucking bus driver role, slowly getting into like, all right, maybe Dak is back to where he used to be. Not just yet, though.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think he's still a
Pollard
little
has to
hurt.
be like that center point of that offense.
Yeah,
Even we've seen it even last year.
yeah.
Like
And it's still a lot of
Pollard
Micah
should have been the
Parsons
starter
talk.
last year.
It's
Yeah.
Micah Parsons, and right now the headline news should probably be Pollard or Zeke. So I think this the Dak Prescott talk is probably taking a backseat for a week or two.
Yeah, it's got to be Pollard. He's proven it week in and week out that he is definitely the go-to running back
I
on that
mean, yeah,
team. I'm hoping
without a
that he
doubt.
becomes like the number one because obviously got him in fantasy. Also drafted Travis Etienne, like took a risk on both of those dudes, hoping they might become their team's number one, and it looks like they both are. So um,
Oh,
that'll
without a
fucking
doubt.
definitely
If
that
Etienne
yeah.
can hold up and not get fucking just blown up, because he's a little guy, but I'm sure he's moving the ball. See, again, he's on, I don't know, he gets a lot of yards per carry, so
Yeah, I
he's a
mean,
bit of a monster.
24 touches, this weekend against fucking Denver over
And
in
that
London.
Jags O
So
line is pretty good. So
yeah,
I mean, yeah. So,
whatever. Getting back to the Bears, it was good to see the offense move the ball. Cole Kmet finally scored a touchdown. Good job, Allen. If you fucking started him again
he
this
does
week
not
in
have him
fantasy,
anymore. No one has Cole
yeah.
Kmet
Oh,
anymore.
Allen has them, dude. Don't. I tried
In his
calling him
heart.
yesterday. He didn't answer. I left him a voice message. I was like, hey, just in case you didn't see, Cole Kmet scored a touchdown, mush. And he never answered. So
Yeah,
hopefully he got the voicemail.
he was IMA
Um,
yesterday. Didn't see him.
but in terms of the Roquan trade, I don't really got to talk about the Bears, Cowboys game. It was good to see the offense. They moved the ball. Um, we're seeing all the right things in Justin Fields. He's progressing. I think that, last week might have been his best game as a Bear. This game was probably just on that same level. Like he looked great. Two touchdown passes, still looked great running the ball. So, um, other than that, there were no other bright spots. In terms of the Roquan trade, it fucking bums me out. I understand it, because I don't know. It's the Wild West right now with the Bears. Nobody's safe. If you're trading away Roquan Smith, nobody is truly safe on this team right now. So you asked me last week about David Montgomery. I said I see him sticking around. Not after Roquan, not after that. Because if Roquan's going, anybody can go. Probably other than fucking Fields at this point. Um, I was hoping to get a little bit more back for him. A second and a fifth round isn't the worst. That we've seen this tweet earlier from Adam Scheffner, is the leading tackler right now in the NFL. And over the last 5 seasons, there's only one linebacker. Um, what I just got another update. Ravens also send linebacker AJ Klein to the Bears. So looks
Okay.
like we got a linebacker back. Who the fuck AJ Klein is, I do not know. But Roquan's been the leading tackler in the NFL this year. Second over the last 5 seasons to only Bobby Wagner. So um, definitely in some, in some good standings right there. Nick, you and I have been talking about this for the last fucking year and a half, and it's definitely not biased, and it sounds like it's biased, but it's not. He's the best linebacker in football right now, and
Yep.
I wanted to get a little bit more than a second and a fifth round pick for him. So, um, the bad news is he's gone. We're eating some of the salary cap. It looks like majority of the fucking money that he's still owed, the Bears are gonna fucking eat it. So that makes, that's not fucking, that's not good. I don't think. I think, you're getting rid of a fucking guy. I think 4 point something, 4.7, $4.8 million we're gonna have to pay the rest of the season. So whatever, eat it the rest of the year out, or the rest of the way out. He's off fucking the books at the end of this year anyway. But the good news is, fuck, we're not going to have to pay him the 120, $130 million that he's going to want. And that just opens the room up for whatever else
Paying
this front
Fields in
office.
about 5 years when we
For
know
real.
for sure
Yeah.
we're going to need him for the next 10 to 15 years. So I
Yeah.
think that's not, again, that's kind of goes along with it's not the worst decision right now. We're in no position to win, maybe now or next year or maybe even the year after that. But uh, I don't know. I'm kind of in the same way, same thing. I
I
am
do like the
probably could have
Bears
got
that they
more.
got, like we said early, like or not earlier, last week. I hope the Bears can find a way to get into the first and the second round of the draft. They just did that with this.
Yeah,
They got a second round pick, which is
that is
huge.
good. Yeah, no, I did just hear right before we went on. I was watching whatever the just NFL fan not NFL fantasy, but just like whatever the midday NFL show on ESPN is called with fucking Orlovsky and all those guys are on. So NFL Live, whatever the fuck. They said that Adam Schefter said that apparently Bradley Chubb was he's on the trading block too. He could be possibly shipped out for the Broncos. The Broncos were offered a first round pick apparently for him. So I mean
Wow.
it's just a little disappointing that apparently again it hasn't been moved, but if Bradley Chubb was offered for a first rounder, where was the first round for Roquan? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't
Maybe other
understand
teams
that.
still don't see. Maybe it's just I don't know. They don't want to invest in a guy like that who I don't know
I
if
would
it
I
comes
would
down to a character
say
thing either.
I
But
would say maybe like I'm definitely not putting Chubb in this category, but like I'd rather have an elite pass rusher over like a over an elite interior linebacker. So maybe the need, you know, I don't know, edge rushers, guys like that are just cream of the crop. If you could have a guy like, fucking Chandler Jones or one of the Bosa brothers or Miles Garrett, you're fucking set. And I'm not putting Bradley Chubb in that category, but maybe the value of that edge rusher sort of warranted a first round pick. I don't know. That's the only thing I can really think of.
yeah, no. I mean, as far as just getting rid of Roquan, it's again disappointing for it. Again, it opens up another just fathom of opportunities for us in the in this off season of who we can pay and what we can do and all that fun stuff. But I'll even go on the flip side of the Ravens. How much better did they just fucking become that defense in terms of just that? I mean, they weren't the best. They were giving up a lot of yardage and to pass excuse me to pass receivers and fucking and all wide receivers, tight ends, and all that fun stuff. But honestly, I would probably be chomping at the bit to just go ahead and get the Ravens, depending on the matchup. Go get them in fantasy for your just to like lock down a defense or something like that. They got that much better getting Roquan, and I mean, I'm sure it'll take a week or two for him to get it fully adjusted, but as soon as he goes, it's just going to be full go for him. So I'm not going to sit here and say that they fleeced us, but good on the Ravens for making this move that they got they probably they could have for sure solidified getting the division with this Thursday night win over the Buccaneers, which was huge for them, and now with Jamar Chase being out at least a month for the Bengals, they can go on a stretch where they can just make sure and solidify that division is theirs for without a doubt.
Yeah, for sure. It sucks they did lose what's his name running back Gus the Bus. he fucked up his leg again. He's just been on and off injured the last couple of years. It seems like that guy can't stay healthy. So, uh, who
Yeah,
they got?
just comes back and then
Latavius
yeah.
Murray or someone? No, Latavius Murray's on the fucking Broncos now. So, who knows what a running back over there is going to
Kenyon
be?
Drake. They're running with
Kenyon
Kenyon
Drake,
Drake right
yeah.
now. And I mean, he looked like he was the man, and then Gus Edwards came back. He was the man, and then Gus Edwards goes down again with another hamstring injury. I don't know the extent of that injury, but yeah, it looked like it'll be Kenyon Drake again. And then I mean, I'm sure they could be in lines for making a run at some sort of running back. I doubt they go for Kareem Hunt. I know that everyone. I
Hey,
mean,
Bears, give him fucking Monty.
that would be
Why
crazy.
not? That'd
I
be a
would
good fit.
that would be pretty good. Honestly, he'd be the same role that he's doing
Now,
right now, essentially. But
in
he could
a
take the front lines and
yeah,
take the
oh,
front
for
runnings with the
sure. In like a
Ravens.
perfect world, we could have packaged like Monty and Roquan for like a first and a third round pick.
Oh, we would have got a
I
first,
would
a
have
third,
loved
and
it.
then
I
another
would
like
have loved
fifth.
that. I would have, yeah,
Uh,
something like that. I would have loved that, but who knows? I'm
yeah,
just some
that's
Momo
just
sitting
talk. We're
here
just
with a
talking Madden
podcast.
trading at this
Yeah.
point right
Oh,
now,
yeah.
like that. I mean, yeah, all like overall again coming out of this week. Who do the Bears got next week? I know obviously we'll preview on Wednesday everything like that, but
Bears got the Dolphins in
yeah, I think
Chicago, CBS
isn't
noon
it
game.
next 3 games for them? It's like Dolphins, Lions, and
Dolphins, Lions, Falcons, Jets, and then the Packers on the 4th of
those
December.
next 3 4 games could be pretty. I mean, and not necessarily not gonna all label them wins, but just in terms of potential play for Justin Fields, those are going to be a-okay games. Those are going to be some pretty bright spot games for that guy. So
Yeah.
maybe if you need to, like again, spot starts for a QB, maybe look for Justin Fields. Maybe it's just our bias over here at the DAAAgenerates podcast, but I think that's a pretty good start. Overall, 49-29, disappointing, I guess, in some lights, looked pretty good in other times. Coming off all this trade talk, Robert Quinn, Roquan Smith, yeah, I guess all that tears and there's no crying in football, so I guess he get traded. Now obviously not making an example out of Roquan Smith in any sort of way is Ryan Pace and the fucking Bears. So uh anything else on these guys? I didn't really.
No, I don't really
Yeah,
want to fucking talk about the Bears right now.
yeah,
I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know, it's
absolutely.
like we love Roquan here. We love Roquan
Yeah,
as Bears fans. We love our defense. That's been our cornerstone for over a fucking century here. You look at, especially that linebacker position, Urlacher, Briggs, Singletary, Dick Butkus, some of the fucking greatest defensive players in the history of the league were, these linebackers in the Chicago Bears fucking organization. And Roquan had all the fucking makings of being up in that fucking echelon, 10, 20, fucking 30 years from now, people will be talking about Urlacher and about fucking Singletary and about Roquan in the same fucking sentence. And it's just sad to see a player of that caliber go, man.
yeah.
Especially a guy we drafted out of college. He loved being
First
here, even
round.
though, yeah,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it sucks, even though what we got back wasn't the worst. Like we said, we got back into the second round of the draft, which is going to be huge in terms of rebuilding. But whenever a guy like that goes, it always sucks.
absolutely, absolutely. Again, just want to keep it bright side, just in terms of performances, like you already alluded to. Khalil Herbert had a nice little game on his 15 touches, 99 yards, a touchdown. David Montgomery, I don't think he yes, looks like 53 yards on his game. But Justin Fields scoring 3 times, having 2 through the air, 1 through the ground, 60 yards on the ground. Decent game, 17 for 23, 151 through the air. And I mean, I don't think he had he didn't have the turnovers. Unfortunately, I believe it was the Montgomery one, but couple of oohs, couple of Bears no nos that led to a couple more scores that probably shouldn't have been. But again, these are still looking in the right direction. Didn't at the beginning, we like you said, didn't want looking like we were taking some steps back, kind of slowly got into it and kind of bared our way out of it again. But the better team got the win, I suppose. I don't want to sit there and sugarcoat it. So it is what it is. 49-29. We'll look forward, obviously, next episode to the Bears going up against the Dolphins, which that could be a high scoring game.
I
Maybe
hope Jalen Waddle puts up 700 fucking points. I
that would be
really
fun.
do. I really do.
That'd be unfortunate, but yeah. Yeah, there we go. Got through the trade, got through the recap. Was there any games that caught your eye other than the Bears Cowboys that we already recapped, already went over?
I think yeah, we could talk about one that I sort of had my eyes on, fantasy wise, gambling wise. It was the nationally televised game, Vikings Cardinals. Vikings got a big win, 34-26. Cardinals did not look as we like to fucking joke around about Kyler Murray and how bad he looks at times and this and that. He had two interceptions, but he had the Cardinals right in this game until the very fucking end. So DeAndre
I think it was
Hopkins,
a
and he,
muffed. It was a fucking muffed
yeah, it came down to a
punt.
muff punt. Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean that's really they lost the game. They made a big stop. Vikings punted away, and the Cardinals muff it, and it was pretty much GG's at that point. So it was a great day for D Hop. 12 receptions, 159 yards, and a touchdown. Anyone who took that risk and drafted him in the sixth, seventh, eighth round of your fantasy drafts, you're fucking you're like a pig in shit right now. You're fucking happy. And then Kyler Murray, other than like I said, the two interceptions, 326 yards, three touchdowns, uh, kept up with this high scoring Vikings offense. And like I said, came down to that last minute, came down to that muff punt. And I was sweating this one because the money line parlay finally hit, first time
yeah,
all
good
year.
shit.
And we were rooting for the Vikings in this one, so they pulled it out, and it was a very good game. Dalvin cooked, Justin Jefferson 2 yards short of 100. It was a high scoring, very good offensive game by both of these teams.
Yeah, no, it seemed like Red Zone was checking in on him pretty often. Had Kyler Murray going in the fantasy. He could, like I said, you already mentioned he had the two interceptions. Could have had a little bit of a better game, but yeah, no, they kept it in there pretty close. It came down to that muff punt. All around, pretty entertaining. I'm just not sold on the Vikings just yet. They're just one of those teams that are just for sure benefiting from their light schedule and the fact that everyone in the division lost besides them is humongous, considering the Packers are just kind of in their downward spiral. Lions lost to the Dolphins, and then sure enough, the Bears lost to the Cowboys. So that
Yeah,
was
we'll find
that
out
was
in
cool.
2 weeks here. They got the Bills on the 13th of November. We'll find out if they're a real team then.
Yeah,
But
I
no,
think that
definitely.
might
I
be
think they
one of
got the
those.
offense. They got the offense to be a good team. I just think they give up way too many points. I
Yeah,
mean,
that's definitely
you're gonna
true.
play, you're gonna run up against one of these teams in AFC, NFC, whatever, that knows how to play some defense. You run into the Eagles again. Look what happened. You got fucking stomped. So they got the offense. I don't know about the defense.
I mean, yeah, when you go over that list of the top teams that are with top quarterbacks, or you go over the top list of the top teams and you name off all the quarterbacks, you're gonna go, Josh Allen, okay, Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Jalen Hurts, Kirk Cousins. That's a little. I don't know about that one. I think there's a little holes in that one. So yeah, I maybe not might not come down to the quarterback play. It could be all around coming down to the defensive play. But yeah, I just don't believe in the Vikings just yet. Even though I think I took them to win the division. So it is what it is. For switching, I'll switch one over really quick to one I don't think we had any idea we were going to talk about. Panthers Falcons. What a fucking game. How about that? And now with that game, with that win, the Falcons are the sole leaders, the sole fucking first place holders of the NFC South. So how about that?
Yeah, at 4-4 too.
Eat your hearts out, Tampa Bay. The game was crazy. Apparently, PJ Walker threw it was like the longest air yardage stat, 67 yards for that touchdown to DJ Moore. Obviously, DJ Moore taking off his helmet with the celebration fucks up Eddie Pinheiro. Eddie Pinheiro
Uh,
not hitting the extra point caused them to go into overtime. But I don't know if I blame it on DJ Moore. Eddie Pinheiro gets a second opportunity to redeem himself and misses a 33-yard field goal to win it in overtime. And sure enough, the Falcons were able to just go down the field and get the win. I don't really remember or recall, but weird game. The Falcons just figuring it out slowly but surely. I guess a little bit of a renaissance for Marcus Mariota. Anything on this game for you?
It was full of drama. It was fun to keep up with on Red Zone.
Yeah.
You got to keep your helmet on there, DJ Moore. I'm sorry. It's easy to blame one guy, blame the other. I blame both because Eddie, you got to hit at least one of those fucking kicks. Come on, like you can't be missing two field goals like that. I know one was a fucking 47-yard, 48-yard extra point or whatever it
Yeah,
was, but
that's brutal.
uh,
You're in a
you
dome
still got
though.
yeah.
You're in a
You, you
dome. Come
still
on.
gotta hit one of those, Eddie. Come on, making the fucking Bears look bad. Uh,
Yeah.
I'll still never forget that overtime or not the overtime, the game winner he hit against the Broncos a couple of years ago. It was like 58, 57 yards or something like that. He booted the fuck out of that one. But yeah, it was full of drama. Get to overtime, misses another. I knew he was gonna miss it. We were sitting there. I'm like, he's missing this. There's no way he's making this. It's part of the storyline. Like he's gonna miss it. And Young Wei Koo's gonna fucking drill it for the Falcons, and that's how it's gonna end. And that's exactly how it did end. So
Oh yeah.
tough look, but DJ Moore, what a fucking catch! What a throw by PJ Walker. And you got to keep your fucking helmet on there. That's just I don't want him on the Bears now. Keep talking about trading for him. I don't want him after you do shit like that. So um
Yeah, I think like I said, I
yeah.
think we might already that ship might have already been sailed. I think they're sticking with DJ Moore. In terms of would you want Brandon Cooks or
No,
no? Okay, okay.
no,
I just wanted
no.
to throw that out there. Did you have another game you wanted to talk about?
I mean, yeah, real quick, just because it was, I think fucking surprising that the Raiders get shut out by the Saints, and
Yeah.
we're sitting over at the compound again, watching a game with our good buddy John, and he's a diehard Raider fan, and just to hear him bitch and complain and motherfuck the Raiders, um, it was worse than us Bears fans. Like
Oh
we got
man.
to think, like the Bears suck, and we've had it bad, but there are some other teams out there that have it just as bad, if not worse. And the Raiders getting shut out by the Saints. Um, I don't think anybody saw that coming. I mean, Darren Waller didn't play, but the way that Devontae Adams has been playing, Josh Jacobs is having an amazing resurgence here. His last year on his contract over there, you thought at least they'd score a point, and to get shut out against the Saints, who their defense hasn't been that great this season. No, nobody saw that coming, so that was a shocker to me.
Yeah, that one kind of hard to grasp on because red zone was only going to that when basically when the obviously when they scored, but when the Raiders made oohs and made some fucking big uh-ohs. And I don't know if it was the fact that Devontae Adams was, I think he had the flu, he wasn't practicing all week, or if it was just Derek Carr not be doing anything at all really. 10 carries for Josh Jacobs, getting 50 something odd yards, and he might have gotten a catch or two. Again, I would go with the thing of saying game script. It's going to change when you're losing by that much. Alvin Kamara on the flip side having a humongous game. I think I kind of alluded to it either on the fantasy show or on here last week right before it went on. Alvin Kamara yet to score. He scored 3 touchdowns this week. He had a nice little game this week. So that was
Yeah, I was trying to
crazy.
trade for him last week too. Guy
Oh,
didn't fucking take the bait.
no, yeah, I guess. I mean, good running backs just figure it out. I suppose that just is the flavor, but I know some other ones needed to figure it out along the lines too. But that was pretty good. Yeah, in no way, shape, or form. I thought the Raiders -1.5. That's easy enough. I took the bait. I sure enough they got fucking shit pumped. Don't know what it was. I'm sure they'll be back on trace, and your buddy's got every right to be pissed.
Yeah,
They
this
needed
team
this
is
game.
terrible right now. They are
They needed
dog
this
shit.
game. They're down bad. I was kind of in that boat where like, oh, don't worry about their record. They'll be able to flip it around. This was a bad one, losing to the Saints like this. I know they're not the worst team in any sort of way. They're not the Texans, but this was a bad loss. This is a very bad loss for the Raiders. I don't know what they're going to need some sort of morale booster,
Yeah, season's over.
some sort of change. It might just
And
be
after that, like, you come on, you really you're not going to contend in the fucking powerhouse AFC if you can't put
Yeah.
up a fucking 1 point on the Saints.
Yeah, especially if I
Sorry.
mean, the Chargers are going to come off their bye. They're going to come off their bye this week. Same thing with the excuse me, with the Chiefs. They're going to come off their bye as well, and it looks as though the Broncos are still bad, but they're kind of looks like they're going to figure it out in their bad way. They got that win in London over just
Yeah, it
as
was an
equally bad
ugly
Jags
win.
game.
Like
That
it
was
was
a
an
yeah,
ugly win, but
yeah,
sometimes that's what you need, man.
yeah. I
Especially
think
when fucking Russell Wilson's keeping you awake on fucking flights and shit.
Yeah, no, it didn't really seem to matter for Jerry Judy. He had a nice game, and I think they might have actually figured it out with KJ Hamler. They're going to kind of unleash him a little bit more, and it seems to be doing diligence, because I think that last little drive, that's what got him down there. They were either able to pump it in with Latavius Murray or Melvin Gordon. I forgot which one, which they both were able to score and have big games as well. So yeah,
You know,
I was
Raiders are
actually
done.
just
You gotta,
yeah,
yeah.
for sure.
After losing that game, you know, pack it in. It's
Yeah,
pretty much over for
absolutely.
that team this season.
Wow. I want to focus on. I guess I can wrap up two of them in maybe one or two quick sentences. Just already kind of touched upon it. It was a very big win for the Ravens, I feel, over the Buccaneers, and just on the flip side of that, I don't know what it's gonna have to be for the Buccaneers. I don't. It's not Tom Brady. I'm gonna sit here and say that for sure. I know he's still fucking up, and he's a 45-year-old man, but that O line changed, and not for the better. He's not getting enough time. He's not quick enough to be elusive, so he's going to get sacked more. So that's going to lead to a fading or an offense that's a little less than last year. I think they showed the graphic that they had like 200 points by this time 2 years ago, 240 by this time last year, and they only have like 160 right now. So for sure, a big difference on their offensive side, and it's the offensive line. And I don't know. They're weird with Todd Bowles. I don't know what the decision is, splitting White's carries and Fournette, getting Fournette on the last drive at the very last thing when he didn't go down there. So that leads to a false start, fucks up the whole drive flow. So I don't know what's going on. They're gonna need to just figure out some sort of thing. And that also could be in along the lines, maybe in a week or two, where like, has that ship sailed? We'll see when that comes, but that was just, again, big win for the Ravens, and even bigger win just a couple hours ago with them getting Roquan Smith. So good on them. And if you got any, I'll flip to you on that in just a second. But Packers Bills was the last one I wanted to focus on and talk about for sure. Just Bills looked awesome. They looked amazing. Figured, I think that just in the second half they kind of got a little sloppy. Not that the Packers were going to get back into it, or they were still down 17 and they were able to score and make the spread fucking push. So that was really annoying for my parlays, but it is what it is. Packers still get the bit of an embarrassing loss. Aaron Jones was still able to move the ball, which is kind of surprising on a Bills defense that just looks stacked all the way around. I know Terrell Pryor actually went down later in the game, but Bills still look fucking phenomenal. They're still, if they look like that and they had like some ways away from like just being perfect, it's still looking good for the Bills. So no problem on that. It was just fun for the Packers to get a little bit of shit canned on live TV for the most part, but and then again, but they go down a couple of drives and still look pretty good. So I don't like that against obviously a good Bills team, but in no way, shape, or form were the Bills gonna give this one away. So any thoughts on those two games if you had anything?
Yeah, it's that offensive line for the Bucks is just god awful. It's not like Brady. Brady's putting up the yardage. Like he's putting up yardage. He just can't score touchdowns. Like he has no time once they get into the red zone, and he needs that extra second and a half to let somebody get open. They don't have it. He has no time over there. So I think now that it's official, him and Giselle are done. He's just gonna go on a fuck you tear. So they're 3-5 right now, and like you said, the Falcons are 4-4, leading that division. I still think this is the Bucks division. Like, there's too much talent on that team not to at least win that division. So it does suck that they lost Shaq Barrett, their edge rusher. He blew out his Achilles, so he's done for the rest of the year. He was having a great game Thursday night before he got hurt, but
It just
they need to
seems like
figure
this
out
is
they need
this
to
is like
figure
the
out that O
perfect
line.
this would be like the perfect chapter in the like when they do I'm not gonna say that the Buccaneers are gonna win the Super Bowl this year, but when they have the Super Bowl DVD recap videos, this would be like the early chapter. It would shoot to Todd
Yeah.
Bowles saying, "This is our darkest hour," and then it would go to like they went on to lose that week. Tom Brady threw another fucking tablet at somebody, and then sure enough, they just couldn't get
Oh,
a
did
win.
you see the fucking? They had a turnover, 3 and out or something. He went to the sideline. He was looking at the tablet, and he put the tablet like sort of behind him. And you
Oh
see
yeah,
there was a
someone
clip.
grabbed
The
it.
one
Yeah.
the coach like took it away from him. They're like, "All right, our tablet tab is just out of the roof right now because
Yeah,
Tom is destroying these things.
yeah,
So whenever
absolutely.
Tom's not looking at him, we're taking him from him."
The
So
tablet budget, financial, HR, everyone's freaking out over there right now. They don't want another expenditure that they have because Tom Brady's pissed off and
yeah,
he's not paying any. He's like, "Hey, my bad. Here's $250 for another tablet or however much these fucking
yeah,
things
he's got to
cost."
fucking ration his money.
Yeah,
His fucking wife's about to take half of it and give
yeah.
a half of that to fucking Antonio Brown for a rap album or something. She's like, "Hey Giselle, I need you to spot me 100 million real quick."
Oh
What?
man.
And then in terms of the other game, Bills Packers. Fuck the Packers.
Yeah.
That's it. Fuck them.
Yeah.
They lost again. You
Good.
punk Rogers. Maybe you should have called your mother and wished her a happy birthday instead of popping those pills with your fucking boyfriend. What did you? Fuck. I love. We say it every week, but seeing the fucking just the stink face of Aaron Rodgers on TV every single week is the best, and just on national TV on Sunday night is just the cherry on top. It makes it even better. So I have no game, stats. I don't have this. I don't have that. I just have fuck the Packers. That's it.
There you go. That sounds great. That sounds awesome. Yeah.
I had one other quick thing
Yeah, sure.
regarding week 8. And I just want to shoot to the 49ers Rams game real quick. The Rams sort of get fucking shit pumped 31-14. I thought the Rams even early the Rams came out, they looked good. I thought I predict they were going to win this game at home. They didn't. But just two things I got to mention real quick. Cooper Kupp went down with that ankle injury. It said that there was no structural damage, just some bad inflammation. So it's good to hear he's not going to have no season-ending injury. No, nothing big like that. Might miss a week or two, but Cooper Kupp, luckily no significant damage in that knee or in that ankle, excuse me. And then the last thing, I just had to bring it up because I think it was record breaking yesterday. Uh, Christian McCaffrey becomes the third person in NFL history to have a rushing touchdown, a receiving touchdown, and a passing touchdown in the same game. The only two other players to do that in NFL history, LaDainian Tomlinson and the greatest running back of all time, Walter Payton. So he joins some elite in elite category right there, pulling that shit off the Triple
In
Crown.
just his
Uh,
second game as a Niner. That's pretty fucking cool.
Unbelievable
Yeah.
too. So yeah, they're gonna Mike Shanahan. They're gonna find ways to use that little dude in that fucking offense over there, and we saw exactly that. I couldn't believe it when it popped up on the red zone. He had a passing touchdown. We were like, this dude can do fucking everything. So just to see, I was awesome to see him join that category with Sweetness and LT. So it's not every day you see a guy rush, pass, and receive a fucking touchdown in a game. So cool to see that.
Yeah, absolutely. No, just going through the rest of the games right now. Yeah, Dolphins come back on the Lions. That was a pretty fun one. I honestly just it, I think Tyreek Hill's on pace. He's on pace for cracking 2,000 yards through the air. Him and Jalen Waddle are just so much fun to watch. Patriots beat the Jets. Just seems like that's all the time. Zach Wilson just that had some horrible fucking interceptions. I'm sure you saw that where he was just literally trying to throw it away and they turned in interceptions. Derrick Henry runs all over the Texans. Excuse me. I think he had 205 yards. Eagles just fucking took care of the Steelers, no problem. Commanders, that was one of my underdog plays. Hopefully you
Yeah,
played that against the Colts. That was pretty good. Seahawks looked pretty good against the Giants. Daniel Jones did not look good in that regard. I think that was basically the rest of the games. And yeah, like you said, Broncos take care of the Jaguars in London. That was pretty decent as well. Overall, week 8 was pretty solid. We got a pretty cool little week 8 Monday night game with the Bengals and the Browns coming up. I don't know, maybe I don't know. I probably got a nice little points bet. Points bet. Go to SYS9.
Oh, dude,
Gonna get
handing
a
out free bets
gonna
left and
hand me
right.
yeah, exactly. Gonna give me another free bet tonight. I'll probably put up my same game parlay. I'll throw it on my story. I'll throw it on we'll throw it on the Twitter or whatever the fuck. So
Yeah. I
hopefully
have
get
one
some money
other.
out of that.
I got one other question for you on
Sure.
the Tennessee Titans here.
Okay.
And just again, we were talking about it the other day, just bullshitting, throwing around our opinions. We've we've talked about this before, and this narrative has been around for years now. Tennessee Titans are 5-2. They're one of the top teams in the AFC right now. Are they for real or are they frauds? Because this has been a conversation for the last 3 years, and we still can't figure it out.
Now it's always gonna be they're not necessarily frauds. They're just always gonna have a lighter schedule because they have a really, really shit division. Getting to play the Jags twice, getting to play the Texans twice, and while the Colts are supposed to be good, they end up fucking being disappointing just like always. So you get 6 games where it's not necessarily a guaranteed W, but you're going to be favorited for sure. And then along the line, you're going to get some lighter guys like that. But I, I don't know. I'm always going to pick the Bills over them. I think I think that's no, it's going to be Bills, or excuse me, it's going to be Chiefs and Titans coming up this Sunday
This
night.
Sunday, yeah.
Yeah, so that one's gonna be a fun one. That's gonna be the determining factor. This could be a really close Titans win, or it could be a 45-6 fucking absolute shit fest, absolute just huge win for the Chiefs. So I'll leave it up to the Titans. I'm not gonna sit here and say that they're anything and that this, that, and the other. They will be in the playoffs. I think that at this point they've established that they're gonna be the division winner for sure. Derrick Henry is going to lead them to the promised land. Whether it's them getting into the Super Bowl or being a first seed, a second seed, getting any sort of bye, any sort of big run in the playoffs, I don't know. I'm not going to sit here but put my balls on the line for the Titans. But that was a good question. I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah.
They have a lot
They
of
need
good positives, and maybe with this Malik Willis getting some looks. Maybe he gets the start from here on out. I don't know.
I
Ryan
don't think
Ting.
so.
Okay.
I think if they keep going with Malik Willis from here on out, they're frauds.
Okay.
If Ryan Tannehill, I know he's injured, if he can come back and just play average
Yeah, no,
football,
and he's not playing
they'll
bad at
be a
all by
decent
any
team.
means. Yeah, he's not like he's not having a fucking Carson Wentz or an or a fucking like Russell Wilson. What the fuck are you doing? Type season. He's being the usual decent little bus driver game manager that he is. So good on him. I'm not not gonna sit here and answer that just yet. Uh, like I said, I think we're good on week 8. Want to get to our
Yeah.
midterms or something we've been a little excited for? Obviously, we didn't really preview this episode. I kind of hijacked my intro and got right into the Bears thing. But yeah, we were gonna do our midterms today. That was our big thing that I talked about last week. Gonna give some grades. Gonna go through all 32 teams. Give a quick little 3-word sentence, maybe a paragraph, and maybe our opinions on one team sparks up a little fucking fun little conversation. So did you want to go? So I'll tell you how I designed mine. I did all 32. I didn't split it in half. I just did from failing grade and then went up, or I did from 1 to 32, obviously. So like A plus obviously at the start, and then F all the way at the bottom. Did you want to start with the low tier guys, or did you want to start with the top of the list, or did you
Uh,
design yours differently?
I just sort of did it by division. I just
Okay.
went by division and just fucking graded each team bing bang bong. I didn't do no power rankings. We could do it however though. It don't matter.
Okay, for sure, for sure. All right. Well, then in that case, did you want to go first, or did you want me to go through mine?
I'll let you start it off.
All right, for sure. Let me go. Yeah, let me just start off with the good, and we'll end with the bad, which might be the good in that case in terms of like juicy, chunky stuff that we can talk about. Whatever, however we want to talk about this. I'll just do my best to just to fly through it. Uh, Bills A plus. Who's gonna stop them? No idea. They're fucking. I mean, maybe the Chiefs, who are second on my list technically, with another A plus. Just same old song and dance, just minus Tyreek Hill. They look exactly the same. They're interchangeable with just about anybody, and then they're getting a little bit better. I was saying this just off air right before we got started. They just restructured Travis Kelce's contract. I think they're in line to make another big move before the end of this trade deadline. So be in line word for that. That was more than a couple of words. We'll get into the next team, which is the Eagles. Still A plus in this little A plus tier category for me. They're ready to run. They're ready to defend. They've already made some moves. They're looking good. And honestly, Jalen Hurts he's almost a new person. He's almost a new quarterback overnight. So that's pretty cool to see. Ravens, I'm giving them an A, just an A, right on the just the letter itself. Get away from me, Microsoft thing. Trying to update right now. God damn it. Okay, sorry. No, fucking technical difficulty on my
Technical
part.
difficulties saying technical difficulties.
Absolutely, I'm got a little bit of fucking. I have no. There you go. Mountain Dew. Recharge. All right, there we go. Ravens, A. Lamar Jackson needs to get paid, and now with this little trade, they're leaving it a little bit better. I'll give them an A plus, maybe. Yeah, I'll still give them an A right now. I'm gonna go with the Giants at an A. They might be the surprise of the year. Just behind them, the Seahawks with an A minus. They might be the surprise of the year if the Giants didn't exist. Also with an A minus, just behind them, the Jets. Young talent, they're holding it down for right now. So maybe a little bit of moves need to be made or something like that. But Zach Wilson definitely needs to get better. Now we definitely get into the second little tier of teams and stuff like that. Cowboys B plus, no Dak, no problem as of right now. Their defense, one of those teams again that are holding it down. Defense is going to win championships and stuff like that, but they definitely can get a little bit healthier. Bengals right now with a B plus. Joe Cool, he was finally getting his groove back. Obviously a little bit of setback with Jamar Chase. I consider that in this grading process right now, but overall they've been firing all cylinders. Got off a little slow, but they're basically back into that same realm of they're going to be top contenders. 49ers, I got them at a B plus as well. CMC, Debo, Kittle. Oh my. I mean, this fucking offense is gonna explode. Sure enough, they had basically no problem against the Rams this week. So good on them. They're gonna be front runners. A little bit disappointing. Their record's gonna show for it would be a little less than what they should be, but losing teams like i.e. the Bears, but still pretty good. B plus for them. I'm gonna go with the Dolphins with a B. If they didn't scramble fucking to his brains, they would have got a fucking much higher grade. They got a couple of losses. I mean, they could even be better. They even got a win over the Bills even the Bills even played 90 offensive snaps against them. If we remember that from like week 2, week 3. So remember that they're gonna be a problem. It was good that they got that win when they did. Chargers also gonna give them a B. Injuries again holding them back. They could have had a little bit better between Bosa. I mean, Justin Herbert having his ribs broken. Mike Williams now going down. Keenan Allen hasn't been around since week 1.
Yeah,
And
JC
then
Jackson's done.
JC Jackson's
Yeah.
now done, and Derwin James Jr. or something like that. So bing bang bong, they're banged up all over the place, but they could be better. They're obviously getting healthier. Just in a tough division. It's still pretty good for what they have. So good on them. Rams B minus. That Super Bowl hangover is for real. Now we're gonna get into a little bit of. I made this list on Friday night. Actually, I probably should have waited, but I have the Raiders at a C plus. They could probably go down to a C minus now after that last performance. That was pretty shitty, but just starting off slow. There's room for improvement, but as we just talked about a couple minutes ago, that ship might have already sailed. They might be done. Hey, coming up at number 15 in the middle, right in the middle of this list, basically. I don't know, never 16 would be the middle, but Bears C plus.
Oh,
Yeah, Bears C plus. Hey, not that bad. Not that bad. If it's it's just Justin Fields over here, so I'm giving Justin Fields an A plus. I'm giving the Bears a C plus. Give them some fucking help, and we'll improve those grades all around, obviously. So go Bears C plus all around. Pretty right in the middle of the train. They could be a little better than standard, I guess is what I'm saying. Falcons, I'm giving them a C plus as well. Some people might say they're better than what they're expected. Yeah, I'm sure they're just beating teams that are probably just overlooking them. They're in a bad division or whatever. So as of right now, and they're just running the ball. So Falcons are what they are. C. I'm giving a C to the Saints. Too many quarterbacks in the kitchen, not enough wide receivers. Got a pretty good win this week over the Raiders, but I don't really see them doing anything fantastic. Michael Thomas has been in and out of being injured. He's not really showing up at all. So it is what it is. Titans also at a C again. We're in that groove of talking about what are they going to do. I have it right here. They're just the definition of mid right now. They don't really have a fantastic defense. They don't really have a fantastic offense. They just have Derrick Henry. So Titans a C, definition of mid. Vikings too. I'm giving them a C. Prove me wrong. I don't think they're legit contenders. So prove me wrong. I don't know. They'll be in the playoffs for sure, but they're gonna get fucking shit pumped by a team like the Bills or the Eagles, like they already did. So it is what it is. Cardinals, who they just beat, C minus. Call of Duty will be the death of this guy, and I mean Kyler Murray. Like I said, he had a good week this week, even with the release of a Call of Duty Modern Warfare or whatever. But yeah, I don't know.
Modern Warfare 2,
Yeah,
2.
there, yeah, okay,
I call it
interesting.
Modern Warfare 4 because I don't play this stupid shit.
Modern Warfare Squared. How about that?
Yes. Yeah.
There
Yeah,
you
it's a
go.
hell of a name.
There you go.
Yes.
There you go. You got that. Coming up on I got a couple more. I just got the last like 10. So hopefully I'm not fucking ruining your day. So Patriots C minus. You got two QBs. So you got no QBs. Same in that same sort of light with the Saints right now. The Commanders. Here we go. I got a D plus for them. No one is fun to watch on this team. No one is fun to watch on this team. Just I know Brian Robinson Jr. got shot. Fucking I mean, you don't know what to do with Antonio Gibson. Now we're back to watching Taylor Heineke after getting Carson Wentz for a couple weeks. This team just blows fucking chunks. This team sucks. Browns D plus. To be fair, we weren't expecting these no really high expectations outside the Ohio area. So I'm good on that. I'll just leave the Browns for what they are. We'll see what happens when Deshaun Watson gets there. Buccaneers D plus. Is it Brady or is it O line? I kind of talked about this earlier. I think it's the O line. Uh, already mentioned all this earlier. So the woes aren't on Brady entirely. He's a 45-year-old man. You get what you get when you sign that. So it is what it is. Buccaneers with a D plus. Steelers, I'm giving them a D. This Mitch experiment was fun while it lasted. We said that a while ago, but this offense fucking stinks. Packers D. Good night, Aaron Rodgers. Done. Jaguars D as well. Trevor Lawrence just doesn't have it figured out. He might be a bust. That entire draft class, besides Justin Fields, might be a fucking just down the shitter. So that's good. Texans D minus. At least they got Dameon Pierce. They got him, so that's pretty good. D minus for the Panthers. Can you spell tank? I'm sure you can. It's spelled how the Panthers are spelled. That's the joke. Colts. Here we go. Here's the last three teams. They all get Fs. Colts, add another QB to the mix, and it's a shit show. So good night. Colts are done. Broncos, F. Russ has fucked everything up. Even with this London win, I'm not going to give them any sort of praise just yet. They may have figured it out, but it's a little too late, maybe. So F for the Broncos. And an F for the Lions. Dan Campbell, good coach. Dan Campbell, the coach, not so good. Dan Campbell, the motivational speaker. Give me that 10 out of 10. I'll take that at my next banquet hall or something like that for a work meeting. But yeah, this is not looking good. The offense, the defense, not that good. So again, hopefully we got something in the same sort of light in terms of some similar grading, some similar comments on these teams. But yeah, that's maybe anything on my list that just jumped out at you, or unless you want to go to yours right away.
No, I mean yours was pretty accurate, pretty similar to mine in terms of the grades. I'll do mine. I'll do mine by division just because I didn't do them 32-1 or anything like that. So I'll just do mine by division, and I'm gonna say Nobody got an A plus. Nobody got an A plus on my list. I don't think any team has been deserving of it
Tough
yet, but
crowd.
yeah, for real. I mean, it's like Dave
Hard to
Portnoy
please
with
for
the
you.
pizzas. No tens, no tens yet. It's real hard to
Okay.
get a fucking 10. So,
Okay.
um, I'll start off with the AFC East. I'll just go right down my fucking list here that I got written out. Buffalo Bills, they're gonna get an A. I think best team in football. Josh Allen, that defense. Signing Von Miller, absolutely huge. They just need to find a way, like last night in that Packers game. That second half was sloppy. That was against the Packers. If you play the Chiefs or the Bengals or another team, you need to figure out how to put away games in the second half. So they get an A. Figure a way to fucking put away these teams in second halves. Um, New York Jets, I gave them a B minus. They're a fun team, but they still need a quarterback. They got some great young pieces over there at cornerback, a wide receiver on the D line. I still don't believe in Zach Wilson. He might have fucked some of your moms. It doesn't make him a good quarterback. So the Jets get a B minus. Robert Saleh, he seems like a solid head coach there, keeping receipts. So they still need a quarterback though. So B minus for the Jets. Get that little Johnny kid some ice cream. So they keep winning. He keeps getting some ice cream. Um, B minus for the Jets. For the Dolphins, I'm gonna give them a B plus. I definitely don't think they handled the Tua concussion well. But if they're healthy and they're clicking, I think they've shown they like you said they beat the Bills. They can be one of the top teams. They came back against the Lions down 14-0 early, and I know they're the Lions, but to come back with that deficit, it's impressive no matter what team you're playing. So. B plus, just keep Tua healthy. We don't want to fuck that. That's the only blemish on this season for them is just that scary incident and all the bullshit coming out that they hit it up that he probably shouldn't have been out there in the first place. Whatever. B plus for the B plus with room for improvement. They're really on that B plus A minus threshold. So uh, B plus for the Dolphins. This one was a tough one. I'm gonna give the Patriots a C minus. I don't think, they're 4-4. They're at 500. They've played some good teams. They beat the Jets. They've also, lost to the fucking Bears, who haven't been the best team. So, uh, I don't think, there's a lot of hype around Zappy. He's fun, but Mac Jones, he's a bust. Only solid players on this team are Matthew Judon, and it looks like, what's his name? Stevenson, Ramondre Stevenson. So
Mm-hmm.
they got a lot of work. Bill Belichick isn't going to do it all by himself. So C minus for the Patriots. Oh, what division do I want to go? I'll go to the AFC North now, and we'll start. I'm gonna start at the bottom in this one. I'm gonna go to Pittsburgh. I'm just gonna give them a D. It sucks because Tomlin's one of the best coaches. Never had in the league. Never had a losing record. He's gonna have one this year. Uh, just three words. Don't blame Mitch. It's not Mitch's fault. There are a lot of a lot of things wrong with this fucking team right now. So they get a D. Don't blame Mitch. It's not all Mitch's fault. Everyone likes to blame Mitch, just like we all like to blame Gianni for everything that goes wrong.
Hey.
Don't blame Gianni. Don't blame Mitch. Um, Second team, I'm gonna go Cleveland. I'm gonna give them a C minus. I think Deshaun, you gotta be there, man. You gotta be there, and all this bullshit going on really hurts your fucking team. If he was there with the rushing game that they have, I think they'd be one of the top teams in the AFC right now. So, um, stop getting massages. That's really the fucking uh, my words of advice for Cleveland right now. Cincinnati and Baltimore, I really didn't know which way to go with both of these teams, so I gave both of them a B plus. I gave both of them a B plus. Um, Cincinnati, I think they're clicking right now. It sucks that Chase went down, but that offense is looking amazing. Uh, they're 4-3. They're going to be battling, I think, for that top spot. The rest of the way out, it's going to come down to week 18. One of these teams is going to win. They're going to need another team to lose, and it's just going to be a dogfight between these two teams. I think the rest of the way out because that offense of the Bengals is clicking. And then on the other side, Baltimore, we know they just got better. but they got Roquan, but that defense has still been blowing some games over there. I think all three of their losses were blown games in the second half or were blown
All in the
leads
fourth
by
quarter.
all in the fourth quarter. So, um, Mark Andrews went down with a shoulder injury. It looks like Rashad Bateman's going to be out for a little bit too. And I mean, fuck Rashad Bateman. If he's your number two, you're in trouble. So, both of these teams get a B plus. Um, I honestly think the team that's trending upward right now. I really think it's the Bengals. I think that offense is really figuring out right now. So we'll see how they do without Jamar Chase. AFC South, this one's going to be real quick. Houston gets a fucking D minus. Like you said, the only good thing about this team is Damian Pierce. They just suck. That's it. Jacksonville, I was sort of on the same fucking terms you are. I'm gonna give them a D plus. Trevor Lawrence is starting to look like a bust. I know they started off, got a couple wins early. Everyone, oh, this team might make some noise. They might, win a couple games. It doesn't look like that. Trevor Lawrence, he looks fucking scared in the pocket. He doesn't know where to throw the damn ball. And it looks like he's a bust. So they're getting a fucking D. Indianapolis, I didn't even know what fucking grade to give them. So I'm just gonna straight up give them a D plus. Um, they're a joke. They're a joke. Jonathan Taylor, he's having a tough year with injuries. Matt Ryan, Allen's favorite player, gets benched for I don't even know who, Sam Ellinger, the Texas quarterback who Longhorn country, we're back, and you're not back. The Colts aren't back. They're a dog shit team. So I'm gonna give them a D, or I gave them a D plus. Um, the Titans, they're 5-2, mid. That's it. They're mid. You said it perfectly. I don't believe in Malik Willis. I don't even believe in fucking Ryan Tannehill. They're just gonna have to. It's been the same thing for years. They have to put Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry has to put the team on their back, run all over people, and that's not going to be enough. So I think they'll win the division and they'll be a first round exit like they are, or like they have been. I know not last year, but a couple years before that. So first round exit for the fucking for Tennessee. We'll go to the West real quick. I'm giving the Raiders an F. I'm giving the Raiders an F, and they're just absolutely disappointment. Uh-oh, what is this? Ravens, Roquan Smith, what? Are not done yet at the position. Oh, Ravens linebackers active. What? I don't even know what the fuck that means, but fuck you, Adam Scheffner, for ruining my fucking AFC West. I'm giving the Raiders an F. They bring in Devontae Adams. There's so much expectation around this team, especially after the season. That Derek Carr had last year. Everyone's trying to put him in the top 10, call him a fucking great quarterback. And then you go out this last weekend against the Saints and you barely get over 100 yards passing. So it's an absolute disappointment. I just give them an F because in terms of just the expectations that they had going into this season. Denver, I'm going to give them a C minus. I definitely don't believe in Daniel Hackett. Yeah, Nathaniel Hackett, not Daniel Hackett. I still think he's a fucking bum of a head coach. Just going back to that, I think it was week one or week two with the time at the end of the game, kicking a fucking 68-yard field goal with Brandon McManus. You're a clown. But there's a lot of things not going right. You lose Javonte Williams. Jerry Jeudy still can't catch footballs. He's dropping them fucking left and right. Thanks, Cortland Sutton, for getting me a point this week. You're a great guy. But defensively, like you said, they got Bradley Chubb, who might be on the fucking the trade block. Justin Simmons is still one of the best safeties in football, and they've also seen the emergence of Pat Surtain the second at corner, who I'll say it. He's going to be the next best cornerback in football. I know it's been Ramsey for a couple years now, and now we're sort of in a gray area. Some people think it's Trayvon Diggs. It might be Sauce Gardner one day. I think it's going to be Pat Surtain. That dude is a fucking baller. So they do have some pieces over there. C minus isn't the worst grade in the world. Um, they're not 3-5. They might find a way to sneak into the playoffs, but it's going to be tough. Broncos country, you're fucked. Chargers, I'm gonna give them a B minus. Just a lot of injuries. Nick named them, a couple minutes ago. J.C. Jackson, the ribs with Herbert, um, inconsistent offensive line play. They lose Rashawn Slater, their star left tackle. Just a lot of injuries, and it's just unfortunate because they had a lot of talent on that fucking team. They're at 4-3. They can still put it all together. I still think they'll make the playoffs, but I don't see him getting past the big dogs in the AFC. I really don't. Ravens, Bengals, Chiefs. The Bills. I don't see him getting past a team like that. So it just sucks they can't stay healthy. Chiefs. I'm gonna give them an A minus. They're still the cream of the crop. Andy Reid. He hasn't lost a fucking step. I know they lost. What's his fucking name? They lost their offensive coordinator over there. Everybody thought, oh, there's a new guy that they're bringing in. Is he going to be able to call plays? Is he gonna be able to do what Brian Dable was doing last year with the Chiefs, calling play, or not Brian Dable? Um, can't think of the offensive coordinator who left, but they picked up right where they left off. And like Nick said, it doesn't look like they're going to be done before the trade deadline tomorrow. They can go out and pick up somebody else. Um, Maybe solidify that defense a little more because that offense, they're still elite. They're clicking. Maybe go out there and get yourself another cornerback or something like that. And I think this team will be a juggernaut like it is every other year. So A minus for the Chiefs. That's it for the AFC. Let's see. I'm gonna do the NFC North last. I'll save that for last. I'll do the East real quick. Um, Eagles, I give them an A. I gave them an A. I really wanted to give them an or an A plus. I know they're undefeated and they're well worthy of an A plus, but I'm gonna give them an A just because their schedule this season. And everybody is saying, "Oh, you can't say that they're pros," but they really haven't been tested yet. The best team they played was the Vikings, who have been a good team this year, and they beat them soundly. But the NFC isn't that good this year. It just isn't. I'm sorry to say that. Dallas, they're 6-2. The Giants are 6-2. The West is fucked. The Seahawks are in first place in the West. Um, Stop tweeting at me, Adam Scheffner. I'm fucking looking at
Yeah,
something
it's
here.
weird when the Vikings, the Falcons, the fucking Eagles, and then who was it last just now? You just said it. The Seahawks are all in first place in the NFC. Like,
Yeah,
what backwards fucking land are we living in? Where it's
yeah.
usually
So
obviously fucking yeah. So it's go ahead.
yeah,
Sorry.
I'll give the Eagles an A until you fucking play a good team and you beat them. I'm not gonna call you the best team in the league right now, even though you're undefeated. So, um, I'm gonna go to Dallas. I'm gonna give them a B minus. Um, that defense is great. That defense is great. Micah Parsons is a dog. Trayvon Diggs, you love him, hate him. He plays great at the cornerback spot. Leighton Vander Esch, I think, very underrated linebacker
Yes.
over the last couple of years for them. Um, but just the offense, can they figure it out? What are they going to do at the running back spot? Um, Michael Irving said something about if they don't split time in the backfield, it'll ruin this offense. I don't get the fuck what that dude's saying. I don't believe anything Michael Irving says. He's a clown.
Cokehead.
Yeah, right. Go beat your wife again. Uh, I think he did that. I don't want to assume. Uh, he definitely fucking punched Adam Sandler in the longest yard, and I'll never forgive him for that. But whatever. I'm gonna give that. That's my grade for the fucking Dallas B minus. That offense just needs to stay consistent, and we'll see uh, if uh, if Dak is for real, man. I don't know. I don't believe he is. Whatever. B minus for them. They're gonna have to win games with their run game and their defense. Because I don't think you get into a shootout with some of the top teams in the AFC. I don't think that offense, with Dak is going to be enough. So B minus for them. Um, this one was tough. This one was really tough for the Giants because I love them. They got a soft spot in my heart. Love rooting for our boy Julian Love. I gave. I'm debating. I'm debating between two, and I have one written down. And I sort of want to change it. Um, I'll go with it. I'm gonna give him a B minus as well. Um, Again, I don't believe in Daniel Jones. I don't think he's got what it takes to win a big playoff game. And I love Saquon. He stayed healthy. He's balling the fuck out right now. But this is a quarterbacks league, and to win in this league, you're gonna need a quarterback who can go out uh, like they were against the Seahawks this week in the second half and the fourth quarter, get you a touchdown when you need it. And Daniel Jones isn't that guy. So um, I give them a B minus. They're a fun team. They're a frisky team. They're a young team that's hungry right now, and they're led by Brian Dable, who's proved that he is rejuvenated that locker room over there. But unfortunately, you still need to fucking play the game, and Daniel Jones just doesn't compare to some of these other quarterbacks in the league. So um, I'm gonna give them, yeah, I'm gonna give him a fucking B minus over there. I just fucking accidentally closed out the app on my phone. Let me pull it back up real quick.
Oh no.
Yeah, I fucked it up real quick. I clicked on an Adam Scheffner tweet and then my notes fucking closed. Okay, we're back. I'm gonna give the fucking Washington. I'm gonna give Washington a C minus. Um, Wentz ain't the answer. Heineke's fun. Brian Robinson got shot. Yada yada. It doesn't matter. Um, they need a lot. They extending Terry McLaurin in the offseason. Why? Why would you want to fucking play there, Scary Terry? You're just wasting your fucking potential over there. So, yeah, Brian Robinson got shot. That's the whole narrative around this team right now. They're 4-4. The defense hasn't played the worst, but they have no offense over there. With Wentz, without Wentz, that offense is fucking dog shit. So, they get a C minus from me. I'm gonna go to the West real quick. Seattle, I know they're 5-3. I know they're leading the fucking division. I know Geno Smith is playing great football. But I gave this team a C. They're fun. They got some young players on that defense that they're balling out. DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, they're sort of feasting off of just this I don't know, I don't even want to call it a revival because when was Geno Smith ever good? It's just all of a sudden resurgence of uh Geno Smith. They're definitely, they're both having good years. I got Lockett in fantasy, so he's just been scoring touchdowns left and right. And then DK, I know he's been hurt, but he still puts up his fucking numbers. They found something in Kenneth Walker. This guy is going to be a good running back. Kenneth Walker Jr., Kenneth Walker the second, whatever the fuck his name is. They found something in him, and I know they're 5-3, but it ain't gonna last. I don't know. I don't even think they're gonna win this fucking division. I still think it's the Niners. So hold on. Yeah, they're gonna get a C. They're a fun team. They're gonna put up a lot of fantasy points for your offenses. Um, with, like I said, Lockett, Donkey Kong, Metcalf, and I don't know why I call him that. And Lockett, they're gonna put up numbers for you, but I don't see him winning big games at the end of the season. I just don't see it. 49ers, I'm gonna give them a B plus. Definitely, this has been their problem for years now. It's Jimmy Garoppolo. Uh, I don't think he's going to be the guy that wins you a playoff game. It's always somebody else winning them playoff games. Last year, it was Robbie Gould beating the Packers. It wasn't Jimmy G. Going to the Super Bowl with them a couple of years, he was the one who costed it with that fucking terrible interception late in the game, just sort of trying to make a play and find someone down the field, and he throws a fucking pick to pretty much end their game. So they make great moves. They got amazing weapons on the offensive side of the ball, and that'll definitely bail out Jimmy G at times. But if that offense, you make another Super Bowl and you're getting into a shootout with the Chiefs or the Bills, I don't think they're going to last. So um, I fully expect them to win this division, especially Adam McCaffrey now, just a all in, shove your chips to the center of the table move by them. I think it'll pay off, but I still don't see them as a championship contender. So they get a B plus out of me. The Rams, they get a C plus. All the potential in the world, but like you said, the hangover is there, and they're not clicking right now. Something is going on with that team. Cam Akers been holding out. He don't want to play there. They just lost Cooper Kupp for it's probably going to be a week or two with that ankle injury. And at 3-4 and in a tough division, a competitive division. It's just all's going wrong for this team now. Sean McVay, he's reviewed or renowned as one of the best coaches in the league. He needs to figure out what's going on in this locker room right now because it seems like nobody's motivated to play, nobody wants to play. They just played like shit. So, um, yeah. Let's see. We talked Seattle, we talked the Niners, we talked the Rams. I'm gonna go to the Cardinals. They're sitting last in this division. They're 3-5. I gave them a C minus as well. They're just again, they're a fun team offensively when they can figure it all out. And getting D Hop back is definitely gonna help Kyler Murray out in the long run, but I don't think they got the defense. They don't have the coaching. Um, this Hard Knocks is going to be fun coming up because this team is struggling. They're in last place. You seen it last week. Kyler Murray was yelling at his coaches on the sideline. It's going to be a fun. It's going to be an interesting Hard Knocks to watch because this team is in shambles right now. So they get the C minus from me. I'll head to the South real quick. Carolina gets an F. They just straight up get a fucking F. Should I give them an F minus? I'll give them an F minus. We'll do it. You have no quarterback. You have no more running back. DJ Moore's taking his helmet off. Eddie Piñeiro's missing kicks. Robbie Anderson's getting into fights on the sideline and then getting traded. Everything is just god awful with this team. Brian Burns is the only bright spot right now. So they get an F minus. I don't really have to explain anything right there. New Orleans, I'm gonna give them a D. I'm gonna give them a D just because I don't believe I don't believe in Jameis Winston. I don't believe Andy Dalton. That defense supposed to be good. They got a lot of Marshawn Lattimore and they got Cam Jordan and a couple Demario Davis, other good players on that defense. It's not enough. It's not enough. Michael Thomas, another injury riddled season. Alvin Kamara finally scored a touchdown. Week 9? He scored his first touchdown this year. Um, when you got to rely on like trick plays and deception with a guy like Taysom Hill to score touchdowns, you're not a good offense. So, they're sitting at 3-5. I think they're another dog shit team, and they got a lot of work to go before I think they're contenders again. We'll go. Who do I want to go with next? I'll go Tampa Bay. They're sitting at 3-5. I gave them a B minus. That offensive line, like we said earlier in the episode, is just dog shit. And Tom Brady still got it. He's slinging the ball around. Leonard Fournette's having a great season. Mike Evans having a great season. Cameron Brate, I know he's not the biggest name. He's not the flashiest name ever. But I think once they get back, they'll definitely. He's a good blocking tight end as well. They leave him in a lot to sort of have him as like that sixth offensive lineman in some pass sets. So I think not having him, it hurts them. It doesn't hurt them as much as you'd think, but not having a good blocking tight end like that when you don't have a good offensive line, it'll hurt you. So they'll get a B minus. Losing Shaq Barrett for the season is gonna suck, but that defense is still it's still fucking elite over there in my opinion. So I think they'll figure it out still. I think they'll win the division. And B minus over there, not bad for having your wife leave you, Tom Brady. Last grade, 4-4, the Falcons. I'm gonna give them a C plus. I know they're a fun team. They've been covering spreads. They've been winning games. Young Wei Koo with the fucking game winner against the Panthers. Marcus Mariota has been balling out. I think Kyle Pitts finally scored a touchdown this week as well. So fantasy owners rejoice if you've been sticking with them. But I'm gonna give them a C plus. I still don't think they're contenders. They're definitely not going to be a fucking championship caliber team. They might find a way to squeak into the playoffs as that 7 seed, especially with just to be honest, how bad the NFC North is, how fraudy the East is, and how inconsistent the West has been. I still think Atlanta can find a way into the playoffs and then find themselves on their couch after a week because I don't see them beating. You come in as a 6 or 7 seed, you're not beating Minnesota, you're not beating Philadelphia, you're not beating the Niners, you're not beating any of the teams that are potential 1-2 seeds in the NFC. So yeah, they've been fun. I'll give them a C plus, but still don't think they have the makings of a varsity athlete. And then we'll go to the North real quick. Um, I'll start off with I'll go from top to bottom in this one. I'll start off with the Vikings. They're at 6-1. I really wanted to put them in the A category. I wanted to give them an A. I'm gonna give them a B plus plus. Okay, I'm gonna give them a B plus plus. That offense has been playing great. Um, Justin Jefferson's been cooking. I know they lost Adam Thielen. He went down with an injury, but I don't think that'll really
I think
hamper
actually
them.
he might have come back, but I think he left again. I'm not
Did
entirely
he?
sure.
Okay, okay. Dalvin Cook's having an amazing year. This offense is just, they know how to move the ball. They know how to score touchdowns. Unfortunately, that defense sometimes gives up just as many points as that offense scores, which is a big problem. So they're a fun team to watch if you have any of those guys in fantasy. I do. I love doing my little fucking what's the thing? The gritty, the gritty. I love it
Hmm.
whenever fucking Justin Jefferson scores touchdowns. And I fully expect this team to be a top seed in the North, or in the NFC, excuse me. They'll be there. I think they're a team I can see them making it to the NFC Championship this year just with that offense. But you're gonna have to learn how to make a stop. You gotta fucking come playoff time, come those fucking big games, those big moments, you need stops in this league. So that defense needs to figure it out. B plus plus for the Vikings. Um, Detroit, I'm gonna just straight. They're Detroit, the big D. I'm gonna give them a fucking D because as fun as Hard Knocks was, as inspiring as some of the stories were, the Monter St. Brown and Craig Reynolds and that little receiver that they ended up cutting. I totally agree with what Nick said. Dan Campbell, he was great on camera. He's a definitely a guy I'd like to like go to a bar and just share a beer and hang out and talk with. But in terms of head coaching, I don't know if he's all that. Like, let's just be honest. They're 1-6. They have a lot of talent on this team. I know they don't have their first round pick, Jamison Williams. He's been out still. Which when he comes back, Jamison Williams and Amon St. Brown watched, along with the other guys, DeAndre Swift, Williams, and Hawkinson, that 1-2 duo at wide receiver is going to be absolutely fucking terrifying because Jamison Williams might be one of the fastest players in the NFL. He's already drawn comparisons to like Tyreek Hill, the way that dude moves when he's fully healthy. So that 1-2 combo will be scary going forward. Jared Goff still ain't it. That offensive line can't protect shit. Um, and you just got a lot of just inconsistent play all throughout that fucking offense and defense. So a big D for Detroit. Chicago, I'm gonna give us a straight up C. Defense has been playing like shit. Um, it sucks. We lose in Roquan, we lose Robert Quinn, our two, definitely the leader in I can't even talk. Robert Quinn being the leader, and then our best player being Roquan Smith. Losing those two guys back to back weeks, it's only going to be downhill from here with that defense. Jalen Smith is still playing great. Jaquan Brisker and Eddie Jackson, they've figured it out as that safety combo on the back end. They've been playing amazing together. Um, and we talk about it every week. Offensively, we just we see the light at the end of the tunnel. It is faint, it is very bleak, but like there is light at the end of Justin Fields tunnel with this offense. I mean, he's shown it. He is the only reason the Bears are somewhat in games, and I know we just lost by 20 to the fucking Cowboys, but like without Justin Fields, if Andy Dalton or Nick Foles or Mitch Trubisky or Trevor Siemian were starting that game, it would be 49-9. Cairo Santos would have 3 field goals. Like he's exciting to watch. He is the real deal. I think, like we talked about earlier in the episode and last week, I think he proved he's better than Mac Jones already. He don't even have a starting job. Um, Trey Lance don't even have a fucking leg. And Trevor Lawrence, I think he's a bust. So he's proven he's the best quarterback out of that 2018 or 2019 draft class. and we just got to put some stuff around him. So right now, the Bears full tank mode. We're gonna have $100+ million, a bunch of draft picks going into next year, and a good young quarterback that wants to win. And that's enough for me to give me some hope. So a C for the Bears, and we're gonna wrap it all up with the fucking Green Bay Packers, and I'm gonna give them a big fucking F for fuck the Packers. That's
Love
it.
that. There you go.
A big
Great.
F for fuck the Packers. You
Yes.
got nothing. You got nothing. You're fucking crying, bitching for flags all the time. And back in the fucking day when the Packers were winning games and Aaron Rodgers was calling for flags, you know what? He might have fucking got one tossed his fucking way. And now you see him, he's got his arms in the air. He's, where's the fucking flag? And the flag never comes because the ship has sailed on fucking Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers. You got no offensive line. Bakhtiari, he's a superstar. The dude can't even fucking walk. His leg is so fucked up still. You got no wide receivers. Oh, you bring fucking Randall Cobb. Oh my God, Randall Cobb. It's not 2009, you inbred drunk fucking Packer fans. The dude's an old man now. He's fucking AARP. He can't, he got to fucking wake up. He's got his diaper on. He has to change his diaper at 3 in the morning because he pissed himself. Uh, yeah, fuck the Packers, dude. They get a big F, and the F is for fuck the Packers.
Yeah. I don't know when. I don't know why. I mean, I don't know when it's gonna be, but yeah, Aaron Rodgers going to
It's the
somehow.
demise. It's the
Yeah.
demise of the Green Bay Packers right now, and I can't wait.
Yeah, I just said it right now. I'm gonna completely retract that immediately. I don't know when. It's never gonna happen. When will Aaron Rodgers admit that it's his fault or in any sort of way, in any sort of capacity? It's not. Another quote from him. I just reading it right now on my screen. It's just like we just need one win. Like, all right, dude. Like, how are you gonna do that? I mean, I'm sure enough it's probably gonna come up soon when you play like the Lions or something like that. But yeah, this team sucks. Packers suck. Fuck them. Fuck Aaron Rodgers. We'll continue to say that, obviously, in all sort of ways. Yeah, I think we were basically, obviously, we did these lists all in different areas and different ways, but yeah, I think we are kind of all lines in the same sort of line of thinking. I kind of, obviously, all the things that came into factoring with your grading was probably in the same sort of mind, just what their record is, their overall decision making so far, where they're at probably in the division and stuff like that. So that's kind of what inspired half the grades that I got, and just organizing it in this 1 to 32 power ranking type deal. Yeah, it also just made it a little easier for myself and my brain. So yeah,
Yeah.
hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Maybe you guys agreed with it. Maybe you guys don't. Maybe you can shoot. You got some comment on that. Comment on whatever team you would like to. So we're always down for some chit chat. So shoot a message our way. Shoot a voice message our way. We'll love to play it on here. But yeah, if you got no real comment on that on anything else, I got one quick thing on the NBA, and that'll basically wrap us up here on this episode 134 right here. If you're all good on that.
Yeah, for sure. What do you got for us?
One quick thing, wrap us up on NBA Bulls basketball in general. Is gonna kind of do a Bulls wrap up, or not a Bulls wrap up, but a Bulls little. It's been like 2 weeks it's been a week or two since the start of the schedule. Bulls are okay, middle of the rung right now. I think they're don't know. They're like 3-4, maybe 3-3. Not the worst, not the best. Bulls still taking care of some teams, still losing against the teams that you're probably expecting them to. But overall, I think the big highlight of the week and something that I just couldn't help but you gotta make mention to DeMar DeRozan scoring his 20,000th point as an NBA player. Tip of the cap. I don't have the, he's the 40th, 50th guy to do that. He's this, that, and the other. 20,000 points is a lot of fucking points. So just acknowledge that. Just think about it, and of course, take the time for yourself to go think. Oh, he's behind this guy. He's next to this guy. This is pretty impressive considering where he's been at. He's not obviously he's not the front runner. He's still always been a starter on every sort of team that he's been on, but not the big 3-point shooter that we all fucking know and love like Steph Curry and Klay Thompson and all that. So to get for a guy like him designed. He's not getting 40 or 50 points consistently. 20,000 points, shooting mid-range jumpers. That's a good feat. That's a good job for him. And just another tip of the cap to not just him, but just very classy move. And he's filled with these. He's a very nice guy. He's been around the league forever. So shout out to Greg Popovich for taking a timeout from his Spurs side out of his way. He didn't need to do that so that the crowd could
Oh, that's
acknowledge.
neat.
Yeah, so that the crowd could acknowledge DeMar DeRozan and everything like that. Obviously, Greg Popovich used to coach DeMar DeRozan when DeMar was on the Spurs a couple seasons ago, so they got that connection there. So it probably was in no way, shape, or form. It was not sort of him trying to obviously like. It's just a classy move, class act for a guy that he probably genuinely respects and loves. So shout out to DeMar DeRozan. So that was awesome. So all for your hard work, you get all the glory and all the shine for that moment. But again, I would also like to tip my cap to a very classy move, very class act move from Greg Popovich for taking the time out on that. So that was basically it. I mean, obviously, maybe you can comment on that really quick, but that was basically just a little Bulls update. I don't. Yeah, maybe you just want to get your thoughts on that. Well, maybe I can get to
Yeah,
more of a context.
20,000, dude. I didn't realize he was around that long.
Oh
Like
yeah,
I
he's
didn't
been
realize
ten
I
plus years.
really haven't. Yeah, I did not realize that he's been in the league that long. I knew he was on the Spurs to start off his career, and he was on a couple of those championship
No,
contender
he's actually on
teams.
the Raptors, getting drafted by the Raptors
Oh, he
first.
drafted
He's
by see,
Yes, in that
fucking fuck
same
do I know?
sort of light, he kind of gets. He's in the Raptors teams. They're competing, competing, just can't get over the hump. He gets traded, and then finally Kawhi Leonard goes up to the Toronto Raptors, gets a ring right away for the Toronto
Yeah.
Raptors, and then for a guy like him who's sitting on the Spurs is like, well, what the fuck? He's always been competing, always been in the realm of right there, but just not able to get over the hump. Sorry, go ahead.
No, yeah. I just that's what I saw that he scored 20,000 points the other day, and immediately I was like, he's been in the league that long? I honestly did not know. I thought he was like 24, 25
Oh
years
my
old.
god,
That just
yeah.
show yeah, it shows how little I know. But yeah, I did not think. Yeah, 20,000, that's a lot. I mean, this dude balls out for the Bulls night in, night out. He's been, the go-to guy. The Bulls need a bucket, they need a shot. It's either it's mostly in his hands, if not, if it's in fucking Levine's hands. So he's been our go-to guy to last what year and a half now. So congrats on 20,000. That's a fucking big number.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, just like I said, just commenting really quick. We'll get to the just wrapping up on the other show, but the Bulls get the Nets soon. That's gonna it's kind of a downtrend, but they get the Hornets after that. Like it's a little could be a little bit back and forth. Okay, they get the Celtics, Raptors for two in a row, and then they see the Pelicans. That'll be basically wrapping up in about a week. That'll be their next upcoming week of games. So pretty tough schedule. And I kind of, the Pelicans are right there. The Raptors are, right, everyone's right in the middle of the tier, right in the middle tier right now. Everyone's figuring out their own sort of selves right now. But sure enough, I think it'll be it'll be tough to say. Gotta get some good wins, gotta get some good play. I know the Bulls are struggling a lot, giving up a lot of points in the paint right now. That seems to be the ongoing trend and the ongoing threat when teams play us, they always want to attack us in the paint. But if Andre Drummond can stay healthy and guys like I would assume who were just out the other night against Philadelphia, if they're playing, I'm sure enough that'll maybe sort itself out. So a little bit of better wing play. Maybe don't have to rely on Vucevic and Andre Drummond to completely ball out block shots and defend the paint all the time. Maybe they don't get guys driving all the time. So work on that. I'm sure the Bulls will figure it out. And in that case, it kind of wraps it up on here. I had a wrestling story, but who gives a shit? Maybe we'll get to that on Wednesday or something. Yeah, like I said, who cares? We'll get to that when we get to that. All in all, pretty good. Like I said, we got to all of week 8, got to our midterm grades, got to Bears recap and all that fun stuff. So long and so good times. We loved you, Roquan. You brought us all the joy and a lot of
Yeah.
content over here, a lot of talking points over here, but it's gonna be missed. We'll love you. It's gonna suck, but happy Halloween, happy everything else in that regard. You got anything to wrap us up with there, Bill Guy? Well,
Yeah,
Bill.
make sure there's no fentanyl in your kids' fucking. Listen, dude.
Yeah.
I fucking these fucking people who think other people are just gonna be putting drugs. They're expensive. I know fentanyl is not expensive, but I actually don't know that, but I know it. I'm not saying I do it, but I'm not saying I don't do it. So I'm just saying there's no drugs in your kids' candies. I saw this fucking thing the other day, dude. It was beautiful editing. This dude's like, "Oh, this Halloween, you got to make sure you check your kids' candy," because he takes out like one of the fun size Snicker bars and he fucking rips it open and he like he has it in his hand and he breaks it open and all of a sudden this big fat oiled up dude in a diaper and like a bonnet just like fell out of the candy bar. He's like, make sure you check your kids' candies because there's these fucking and there's just it was a beautiful edit job. There's this big fat guy all oiled up, sucking his thumb. He's like, nah, nah, nah. He's like, you never know what's inside your kids' candy.
Yep.
So there's nothing inside your kids' candy, you fucks. No one's sticking their fucking edibles. But they fucking, you know how fucking expensive some of those edibles can get. They're not
Yeah.
just gonna give them to your fucking kids. So
Exactly.
don't worry. And even if they do, it'll be fun for the kid. Get high for a couple hours. Fuck it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, in that sense again, happy Halloween. Hopefully you're all having that fun stuff. Enjoy some candy and whatnot. Enjoy this episode. Alan, take your notes. Troy, thank you for listening. Thank you for everyone for listening, watching. Code SYS9 on PointsBet. Get yourself some free bets. Be 21 and older. Billion all the valid states and all that fun stuff. Code 100 1-800-GAMBLER. You got a problem. And that's about it. We'll see you later on the week. We'll preview more Bear stuff, more NFL stuff, all that fun jazz. We didn't even talk MLB. Who cares? We got that right up in the upcoming. I hopefully to go Phillies. Go Phillies. So yeah, we'll see that. Bryce Harper probably hit some home runs or some fun stuff like that as well. Until then, we'll check it in next time. Take care. I'll see ya.
Oh, see you guys later.